Я Zhimbayev Vizat Salamatovich.
My name is Vizat Salamatovich Zhimbayev. I give my voluntary permission to be filmed. I was born and lived in the city of Omsk. I have a family. I made a living installing balconies, PVC products, insulation and such like. Yes, I have a family, a wife, 3 children, 2 daughters and a son. I am Kazakh by nationality. I was born on November 2nd, 1984. Yes, I served at first. I was drafted in 2007 in May. When the partial mobilization began in 2022, I got under this mobilization on September 30, and on October 1st I was already at the firing range in Omsk Armor Institute. Tell me, how you got captured? We didn't have enough people in our battalion, not just us, the whole regiment. There's basically no people anymore. We, the 2 communicators, were taken off the headquarters and sent to the 2nd battalion. As a result, it consisted of 2 communicators taken from the 1st battalion, then 1 more guy from the Z regiment and 2 sappers. But they didn't do their work as sappers, but were used as infantry, because there were no more men. They took off artillerymen and sent them to infantry for the same reason. They sent everyone. Even cooks were sent to the infantry in assaults. So we went. We were given the task to take a point on the Terracon, which was high. But how should we have taken it? They said that allegedly there was no enemy there. Moreover, that there were supposedly our guys in the first station. 2 people should have been there, and we had to go through, climb this high, dig in there and set up an observation post. Well, we were told not to fight, to take the least weapons we needed, just observe, and tell everything over the radio. So when we went there, we reached one place, left 3 men there to dig in, made a dugout so that we had a place to sleep, and 2 of us went to look for a pass, because, well, nobody knew the way there. There were no guides. We went to look for this path into this forest where supposedly our people should be sitting, and it turned out that we came directly to your soldiers, so we were surrounded and surrendered right away. That's how I got captured. What do you think about your officers? Ours? Oh, come on. If I started talking about these officers, I'd run out of time. Officers behave awfully, to be honest. They want their straps, colonel straps or general straps, and they don't give care about people, frankly. This is not only my opinion, all of us think so, and I used every opportunity to stay in the headquarters and not to go assaulting. Nobody wants to. We've had people injuring themselves just because they were sent the slaughter like cattle. That was it. That's the way it was. Some of them injured themselves. There were various methods. Some threw a grenade, some shot their arm or asked his comrades to do so. Others broke their arms to at least go to Russia to live. There is no other way to cross the border. Did your unit suffer big losses? Well, we had a group of 5 people that were gathered from all the battalions. Those were people from every battalion. That means that there are no people, they do not withdraw troops and say that allegedly we are still battle ready, but in reality we have no one to fight. What about replenishment? Replenishment contractors come to us. I don't know how they are recruited. On July 1st they signed the contract, and on July 12th they came to us. They had 3 days of training. They came to us, and luckily we had a break at that moment between Yagidne and Kurdyumivka. So the boys taught them something. Well, the same way that we were taught, at least the basics to survive. That's all. There was a very telling case when I worked as a communicator on evacuation connecting groups. The guys were taking out our soldiers, and then they reported who they had taken out. And that evacuated guy said that he was from 1307, the 1st battalion, and the other one said that he is from the 1st battalion, but he doesn't know him and never saw him in the 1st battalion. Turned out that they were brought straight to the front line in Bakhmut. They were told that they were in the 1st battalion, they were given weapons, armor, and sent in even without coming to our battalion. Such things happened. That's why we have problems with the staff there, because we don't know who was supposed to be in our battalion and who wasn't. What was your motivation to do the military service? I didn't have any motivation. I just didn't take the summons for the first 2 times. The first time I didn't come out when they brought me the summons from the enlistment office. The second time I came out and said I wouldn't sign it. I asked why I had to, what was the point. I had a good job, I got good money, I have a family, 3 kids. Why would I go there? So I refused. And the third time they came with the police, registering some kind of report, and told me that if I don't want to sign the summon, then I have to sign the protocol, confirming my refuse, and then I will go to jail. But what does jail mean? Jail means you will still go to war, but as a part of the first assault groups. That's it. So anyway, you will go to the assault. What about your unit's morale? What kind of morale? Fighting spirit is still somewhere in Volodymyrivka in April, and it probably faded there. It's not clear how long we had to be there, there were no vacations. It's not clear what we were doing here, why we came here in the first place, and when they will let us go home. We didn't want to come here. I understand the contractors, because they wanted to come here. They came here for the money, they came of their own free will, but we didn't want to come here. We didn't need it. And when will they let us go? They kept on telling that the mobilized will soon go home. But in the end, we've been here for a year. It's already the 2nd year now, and we are still here. So there's only one choice. Either you will go to Russia wounded or dead. That's the only way out of here. Okay, then how did you manage to cope if your morale was so low? I was waiting for the vacation, maybe hoping that some contractors would actually come, that they would come and change us, the mobilized, so that we would at least leave. Or there could be the second wave of mobilization and they will replace us, because we are not obliged, all of us who gathered at that time, to be responsible for everyone, for the whole multi-million country. I don't know why I'm the only one who has to. I don't need it. I do not need this Luhansk region. I live in Siberia, 4,000 kilometers away. Why do I need all this? Were you threatened in the unit not to step back? Of course, those who refused, who said we won't go, we won't come in, they were labeled as defectors. They were first taken to the pit, then placed next to the barrier troops. They are still sent to assaults. No one cared if they were cooks or gunners. That's it. You're next to the barrier troops. I don't know whether these anti-retreat forces shot soldiers or not, but I know for sure they were there. That's what I heard. If someone ran back, they shot him. What do people in Russia need to know about the war here? You know what? We don't want these territories. I don't know who needs them here. I don't know why we have to come here. Who needs these territories? Well, I and Siberia don't need them. If you need them, for God's sake, sign and go, and I don't really care about it. It's just that people are different. Some people want to go there, so let them. But just bring us back home. That's all. Bring back home those who don't want to come here. And you will not come back here? No, I don't that if I go home, I will stay at home. Well, I am also a smart person, and I realize that before I go home, I will get to our security services, which will also talk to me and interrogate me. If they say you either go back or you go to jail, and you know what prison is like. I don't know, I'll get to Russia and run away somewhere, I don't know. I'll be running. Of course, I don't want to live my whole life as a fugitive, but I will. Because I don't want to go to prison, I don't want to come here. I personally have nothing to do here. I won't speak for others, I don't want anything here. If I can somehow get away from all these people, I'll leave. If not, then I'll run. That's it.